Konnichiwa, bitches! Capo here. Thank you for stopping in. It is time for our WWE review for the pay-per-view that just happened last night on September 24th, 2017. It was WWE No Mercy. The pre-show started out with Elias Sampson cutting out a promo against the City. We had a good pop and on the Who Wants to Walk with Elias. He sings a song about Apollo Crews and Titus, and cuts about a thing about L.A. and gets cut off right at the end by Apollo interrupting it. The match had a good start. Elias kept control through most of the match. Apollo hit an enziguri, which sends Elias out of the ring. Apollo brings him back in and goes up top, misses, and Elias hits him with the drift away for the win. It was a quick match. I like Elias Sampson. He's starting to pick up some steam. He kind of reminds me of an early Macho Man. I'm not sure. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me, but he kind of does remind me of an early Macho Man. Has that look, that style. I think Elias is going to go a long way in the future. So I give that match about a 3 taco. So a 3 out of 5. So we'll just get to the first match here. The show opens up. And the first match is Miz with the Miztourage versus Jason Jordan for the Intercontinental Championship. Jason Jordan controls most of the beginning of the match. Miz takes over with some distraction from the Miztourage. We get some Who's Your Daddy chants and Let's Go Miz chants. Miz seems to be pretty over in this crowd. He does the it kicks. Everybody loves it. Jordan blocks the last one and launches a suplex to Miz that throws him pretty far. You get You Suck chants going on. Northern Lights double by Jordan for the 2 count. Jordan suplexes Bo Dallas on the outside against the Miz and Axel, which looked kind of cool. They get back in the ring and Miz gets him into. He puts Miz into the crippler crossface. Miz makes it to the rope for the break. Jordan misses the spear in the quarter. This is awesome. Chants happen. Miz hits the corner clothesline that he usually does when he sits down through the rope. Jordan hits a belly-to-belly from there. Bo Dallas interferes. He goes for the roll-up from Jordan. The ref misses the count. Axel hits a shot to Jordan while the ref's back is turned. Miz hits the finisher for the win. Your typical Miz match. You've seen this a 1,000 times already. It was a pretty good match. I'll give it a 3 taco, but I'm bored with it. Yes, Miz is doing a great job with his persona. His promo he cut pre-show at the announcer table with Renee Young and the King and those other guys was great. He's on point with his promos and his character and stuff like that. But, it's the same old match every time. So, we get an interview with Renee Young after the match. I had an idea for a second that Jordan might turn here, but he didn't. It was awkward. It was a crappy promo. It was an opportunity wasted. The crowd was booing like hell. And it was pretty bad. It was just horrible. I don't who came up with the idea of having post interviews with wrestlers after the matches, because this is not real sports. It's professional wrestling or sports entertainment. It's not real sports. You don't need to have post interviews with them like they're actual paid athletes and stuff like boxers or something. That's stupid. Should just get on with the matches. So the next match is we get Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. Okay, I didn't have a lot of expectations coming into this because they haven't really told a good story with it from the beginning. Bray comes out first. The Fireflies are all around. I think this is why they keep on having him in matches just for his entrance. Because all the Fireflies and everybody loves that part, but. He is, of course, the eater of pins. And there was a huge pop for Balor when he came out. And before he even gets his jacket off, Bray attacks from behind before the bell. Raven rings. He takes him outside, throws him into the barricade, slams Finn head onto the announcer table. Uranagi's Finn onto the announcer table, which looked kind of brutal. Rolls in the ring and just sits there hanging out, laughing on the ringside, hanging onto the ropes while the refs check on Balor. Balor's all hurt and injured. They go to walk him out to the back. Bray grabs the mic and goes, "Look what I just did, your hero! Run away, coward! Run!" And so Finn runs back and starts beating on Bray. He hits a wicked drop kick to Bray outside on the barricade. That was awesome. Bray gets to Finn on the corner at the top and hits a superplex. We get a 2 count there. Bray starts working the ribs of Balor on the ring apron. They go punch for a second, and Bray gives him a club to his back, which slams Finn face down to the ring apron, which looked pretty brutal. They get back inside, jawbreaker by Finn, drop kicks, clotheslines by Finn, back and forth. Bray hits a side kick. Balor gets Bray into the apron, kind of like the way Finlay used to do to people, and starts beating on him there. He takes Bray over, slams his face on the Spanish announce table. Finn goes up top, but Bray catches him, and this was the move of the night for me on this match was Finn beats him off while they're up top on the rope, and he hits a coup de grace to the back of Bray's head, slamming his face down into the mat. That was awesome. So he gets the 2 count there. Finn goes for 19-16, but Bray breaks it, hits a massive clothesline. Bray launches a massive body slam type throw across the ring twice. At this point right here, Bray looked really awesome. He was aggressive, cool. He wasn't laughing or doing any of that character kind of thing. He looked vicious. It was the only time I've seen Bray look like this in a while. He looked psychotic when he threw Finn across the ring with that body slam thing. He did it twice, and Finn being as light as he is, it looked even better. It was like, Strowman throwing Kalisto across the ring. It looked like that almost. But it was, if they had Bray doing this more often with this psychotic angle, and actually he wouldn't even have to win if they let him be psychotic and beat the shit out of everyone, even after the match was over. Just come back in and beat the crap out of them. Would make his character even better. But other than that, Finn hits 2 drop kicks to the corner, one after another on Bray, hits the coup de grace for the win. I'll give this about a 3 taco as well. Let's see, we get an interview with Charlie Caruso with Sheamus and Cesaro, blah, 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 before the next match. This was the match of the night for me. The tag team championship match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro. This match was all over the place. It was great. It had a lot of action, a lot of speed. Cesaro, I call him, they control, uses some dirty tactics in the beginning. Cesaro swings Ambrose into the steps on the outside in the beginning of the match. That looked pretty cool. And as you see, Ambrose's face hit the metal also, which was kind of awesome. The ref attends to Ambrose, and then Cesaro hits a big boot to Dean's face after that. Ambrose takes most of the abuse during the first half of the match. Ambrose launches Cesaro into the corner, and then it was a slingshot thing, and Cesaro hits the metal on the post and knocks out his front teeth. It was pretty nasty, and Cesaro was bloodied for the rest of the match. After that, Rollins gets the hot tag. Rollins does his one-man army thing, and starts to take out everybody and does like 100-mile-an-hour moves on everybody. Hits the blockbuster on Cesaro. Over the top rope, splashes Sheamus. Same blade to Cesaro. Sheamus gets a cheap shot on him. Then when Sheamus gets in, he gives him 3 Irish curse backbreakers right in a row. That looks pretty bad. My back is bad as it is. I can imagine taking 3 of those right in a row. Cesaro gets the tag. He's all bloody. They double team into a 2 count. Of course, Dean Ambrose gets the hot tag, and then he starts doing his usual cleaning house. Gets his dive through. He goes to the top, and Sheamus goes for white noise from the second rope. but doesn't get it. Cesaro gets a sharpshooter on him and turns it into a crossface, and then they crucifix Dean, both of them together, for the 2 count. The move of the match for me was Sheamus hitting white noise on Cesaro, Sheamus hitting white noise on Ambrose, and then Cesaro was up on second rope, and Rollins goes to do a Hurricane Rana on him while he was up on the corner, and Sheamus stops him, or Cesaro catches him, and then power bombs him onto Dean after Sheamus does the white noise. That was awesome. That was the move of the match for me. So we get a 2 count there, though, and Cesaro holds Rollins at the rope. Sheamus hits a brogue kick to Cesaro. Rollins hits King's Landing knee to Sheamus. Dean hits him with Dirty Deeds for the win. The crowd was really pumped on this, and I give this a 4.5 taco out of 5. It was the match of the night for me. It was high action, high impact. They looked great, and he told a great story for it. Next up, we have the women's 5-way championship match between Bayley, Nia Jax, Emma, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss. All of them looked great in this match. A lot of good action in this. Bayley had her shoulder all taped up, which was made a target of, as Corey mentioned. Bliss came out looking like Harley Quinn. Holy crap, did she look good. Bliss and Jax and Emma get taken out right out the beginning. It goes down between a one-on-one between Bayley and Sasha. They start going at it, and then Nia comes in and starts beating the crap out of everybody. One of the moves of the match for me was Nia Jax hitting a double Samoan drop on 2 of them. I think it was Bayley and Sasha. No, it was Bliss and Sasha. It was awesome. Anyways, double Samoan drop. Crowd was pumped for it. Bayley gets a guillotine on Nia. They do a team up on Nia over the top. Emma and Bliss are on Bayley. Yeah, Emma Bliss on Bayley. A move of the match, too, was while they had Nia Jax on the outside, they double power bombed her from Bayley and Emma on each one of her legs, and then the other 2 drop kicked her from the inside of the ring to the outside, and she took a really big bump there, the power bomb to the outside on the floor. So we get this is awesome chance. Emma gets a double splash on Bayley and Bliss. Banks in and beats up Emma. Bliss interrupts for the 2 count. Punch for punch between Bliss and Sasha. Sasha hits the bang statement. Bayley breaks it up. Bayley gets Bayley to belly on Bliss. 2 count. Multiple interrupts here. Everybody keeps interrupting the 2 count. Eventually, Alexa Bliss hits the DDT on Bayley for the win. So that was a pretty good match. I give that a 3.5 taco as well. I like the action. I was kind of surprised that they let Bliss keep the belt. I thought they were going to give it to Nia Jax on this one, but apparently they didn't. So we'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. Once again, they do an interview with Renee Young and Alexa Bliss. Boo from the crowd. Nobody wants to see interviews after the matches. Maybe they'll figure that out someday. Next up, so we got John Cena versus Roman Reigns. I was not interested in this match at all. We had a lot of sound screwing up by Kevin Dunn and the crew, messing with the volumes of the crowd and the music, and it was ridiculous. You could totally tell that they were messing with it. And so Cena comes out first. Apple juice! And then everybody's like, had a lot of boos, there was some cheers, but then Booplex City comes out, and the usual go-away heat and the volume gets messed with. We get a lot of "you both suck" chants, which was awesome. We start seeing delete chants when John plays on the crowd. He starts trolling them to leave. Like he's going to walk out because they didn't want to see him because they get the "you both suck" chants. So he starts messing with the crowd. He starts walking up the ramp, and Roman runs out and hits Cena and then gets him back in the ring. Roman starts hard-shotting Cena. Roman goes for a clothesline slam, 2 count Roman sucks chants start happening. Cena reverses the throw into the stairs. Roman reverses the stairs with Cena. Reigns hits the drive-by. 2 count. Back and forth strikes. Boring chants start happening. We get a chokehold to Cena. Cena powers out and goes for his sequence. But, his sequence is shoulder block. The same thing he does all the time. Reigns blocks the last one with a punch halfway through it and just blasts Cena right down. Then Cena again hits the sequence. It goes for the "you can't see me," and Roman interferes it with the Samoan drop. Roman does a 10 count clothesline in the corner. John then hits the 5-knuckle shovel, goes for the AA. Roman escapes and hits him with a boot to the face. The crowd is really hating on Roman every time he starts, picking up steam. He goes for locked and loaded. The crowd is booing big time. He goes for the Superman punch. Cena ducks, gets Roman into an STF. Cena goes up topside for a famouser. Roman catches him into a powerbomb. 2 count. Roman hits Superman for a 2 count. Roman is waiting to hit them with the spear. He hits the post hard. The move of the match, Cena hits a super AA from the second rope, which was kind of cool. That looked pretty harsh. Once again for the 2 count. Crowd starts going "one more time" chant, and Cena waves it off, smiles and winks, and clears the Spanish and German announce tables. "We want tables" chants start happening. Roman counters after John Cena gets him up there onto the announcer table. Roman counters and spears John over in the air, across over to the Spanish announce table, and they go through the table. Roman rolls Cena in for the 2 count. Roman waits in the corner to hit the spear again. Cena catches Roman in the AA, rolls over for another AA, gets the 2 count. Roman hits his quick Superman, then spear for the win. And that was it. It was like the horrible passing of the torch. I was not happy about this match. And so Cena was left in the ring. People start chanting, "Don't give up." He bows to, at the end of the match, he walks over the Reigns and raises his hand. And the boos start happening hard. And then, like I was saying, Cena left the ring. "Don't give up" chants. Crowd is booing. He bows to them and then leaves. And "thank you, Cena" chants happen. He gives some kid in the front row a hug and gives him his armband. This match, I would give you a 3 taco, minus 1 taco for making me root for John Cena because I hate him almost as much as I hate Roman Reigns. Leaving it at a 2 taco. Thank you very much. Man. As Cena was walking up to the ramp, too, as just before he was about to get to the Titantron, there was a Grim Fierce Hawkins sign. Loved it. I'm sure Grim's going to show that on his on his YouTube channel. But it was pretty funny. Next, they show Kurt Angle on the phone. The Miz interrupts and blappity blah, blah, blah. Angle lets him get his wish for Miz TV with Roman on Monday night. So we'll see what happens there. There was no repercussions from Angle at all for the fuckery that happened in his match, which, even a novice person that knows about wrestling history, when it comes to that kind of, when the heel does something bad, there's consequences. It says, okay, you're going to face him again, but the Miztourage is banned from ringside or something, something that brings the storyline further, and nothing did. They didn't do anything. It was just like, all of a sudden it was dead. So, especially with the fact that Miz continually, shoves the father thing down Angle's throat. So they got to do some more with that. Next up was the Cruiserweight Championship. I totally forgot that this match was even going to happen. I was expecting this to be like on the pre-show or something. Neville versus Enzo Amore. Enzo looked like Beetlejuice coming out wearing prison stripe outfit. Looked ridiculous. Basically, the best work Enzo did throughout this whole match was on the mic before the match even started. He slammed Neville verbally, calling him a Keebler elf, asking if Frodo and Gollum had a baby, that he would be it. Neville got pissed off and controls pretty much the whole match. It was pretty much a squash. Excuse me. Neville pretty much beats the crap out of Enzo throughout the whole thing. Enzo skins the cat and gets super kicked right there. This is boring chance we get from the crowd. Goes for the red arrow, then decides to go for a Phoenix Splash and misses. Enzo hits a really cool, this was the move of the match for me, was the Enzo hits a top rope DDT to Neville. That was pretty cool. Only gets the 2 count. Enzo goes for the dive but gets booted to the face when Neville is outside. Neville throws Enzo into the timekeeper's area. Rolls back in the ring to wait for the 10 count. Enzo grabs the belt. He brings it into the ring, and the ref takes the belt. When the ref's back is turned, Enzo low blows Neville, kicks him in the nads, and gets the pin for become the new cruiserweight champion. Yay. 2 taco. That's all you get. All right, the main event. Main event was the Universal Championship between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. People were pretty pumped for this. I like the way Paul Heyman takes the mic away from JoJo just to introduce Brock. Everybody seems to like that, too. Everybody gets right in with it. This match reminded me a lot of the first Goldberg-Brock match. It was boring. It happened a lot of the same way. Like, Brock took a beating through most of it, and it wasn't that exciting. I was expecting to see some serious, punch for punch kind of action, being these guys are 2 behemoths. But as the match goes, Brock goes for the take on, and Braun just manhandles him throughout most of it. Brock goes for the suplex, and Strowman gets right back up and nails him with a choke slam. Goes for the power slam and gets a 2 count. Strowman corners him, gives him the squash in the corner, clubbing blows. Shoulder thrust to the corner. Brock's looking very weak at this point. We get Strowman chants, just like Goldberg chants, in the same thing. Strowman, Strowman, Strowman. It was kind of cool. I hope that it gets steam. That's kind of cool. Brock goes for an F5, but he can't hold him because his back's hurt. But Strowman's cut under his left eye too, and he's bleeding here. We don't know where to get that from. It looks like he just got a scratch or something. Strowman goes out of the ring and slams Brock back into the post. Strowman goes for a spear to Lesnar in the corner. I mean, Strowman can move fast. For a big guy, he can pick up speed pretty quickly. It's pretty cool. He lifts Brock up across the corner, goes for another spear and misses. Brock gets him into the Kimura lock, locks it in, wraps his legs. They drop down to the floor. Eventually, Strowman gets to the rope, and he breaks the hold, and he nails a spine buster to Brock, and then Brock takes him to Suplex City. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Goes for the F5. Braun reverses it into a power slam, hits it, can't make the cover. Strowman hits another power slam, 2 count. We get the "We Want Tables" chance for some reason. I don't know why. There was no, even thing promoting something like that. But out of nowhere, Brock hits the F5 for the win. That was it. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping to see some serious beast-on-beast action here, not just the same match that we saw between Goldberg and Brock. Goldberg and Brock that other time. So, anywho, I gave that a 3 tacos. Overall, the pay-per-view, I'm going to give it about a 3.5 to 4 taco. Mostly because of the tag team match. I would probably give it a 3.5. But I'll give it a 4 because of the tag team match. That match was awesome. I really loved it. Highly energetic. Great moves. Too bad Cesaro got his teeth knocked out, but, I mean, that was part of the match, and the match looked great, and they looked great. They have great chemistry together, those two teams. And the women's match was pretty good, too. Other than that, I hated the Cena match. I hated the Enzo and Neville match. The Bray Wyatt match, there was only a couple parts I liked of that. like when Bray went psychotic. But other than that, I will, like I said, I'll give this this pay-per-view a 4 taco out of 5, and that will be it. That is Money in the Bank. Not Money in the Bank. There's No Mercy, and you can put that in the bank. It's all done. So our next pay-per-view is coming up soon. Sorry for the big lull between these two. This is the longest time we've seen between pay-per-views in a little bit here, because we were having them like every other week. Other than that, I'd like to say thanks for watching this WWE No Mercy review. As always, stay tuned for the next pay-per-view review show, usually done within a day or two of the pay-per-view itself. I'd like to give some quick shout-outs for you wrestling fans out there. Please go check these guys out, and I'll leave their links in the description below. First and foremost, my favorite podcast, Wrestling Soup, and Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joey Numbers. Excuse me. That's Thursday nights at 9:30. You can check their website out, WrestlingSoup.com, for that and more shows. These guys are very funny. They have a great insight on the product of today's wrestling. Next up, we'll talk about Wrestling's National Committee with Johnny Florida, Dave and Jenkins. The great group of guys that are very knowledgeable in wrestling history. Finding them at the WNCshow.com. Shows vary. Mostly they have the Wednesday night at 8 p.m. show. You can find them on Mixlr, just as well as Wrestling Soup. You can find on Mixlr as well. But it's easier to find Wrestling Soup by their website. It's easier to find WNC by Mixlr. That's the way it's been for me to find them. Solomonster Sounds Off. Jason Solomon is one of the best wrestling critics out there. He's very insightful, influential, a must listen. You can find him at SolomonsterSoundsOff.com, and his main shows are on Sunday. You get the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show, a great show that covers more than just wrestling. If you want non-PC coverage, then these are the guys for you. Find them at DonTony.com. Their usual show is Monday night after Raw. Man, I got some hairballs in my throat. Wrestling with Wregret on YouTube with Brian Zane. Great observational skills and an insight on the wrestling industry. Find him on YouTube.com. With that, I am out. I'll see you next time. Bye!